From our observation at Ubon Ratchathani bus station, which is located in Kham Yai, เมือง Ubon Ratchathani, Ubon Ratchathani province, we observed on 27 October and 10 November 2018. We took 4 hours for observation there. After observation, we found 5 interesting language use, which are language and gender, language society and culture, politeness, diglossia, and presupposition. First of all, we found language and gender. We saw a woman ticket seller use the layman term with the monk that is not appropriate and informal, but the man driver used jargon with the monk.
ปูไปขึ้นรถเลย
หลวงปู่นิมนต์ขึ้นรถเลยครับ
A woman ticket seller used the word ปู่ instead หลวงปู่ and the word ไป instead นิมนต์ On the other hand, a man driver used the appropriate word that หลวงปู่นิมนต์ขึ้นรถเลยครับ We think that this language use happened because when there is a religious ceremony in Thailand, women are not allowed to contact with the monk directly, but the man communicate with the monk, and it made them know the appropriate word more than women. Second, we found language, society, and culture. We noticed that most ticket sellers and drivers use kinship terms to pronounce their customers.
หนูจะไปไหนลูก
เดี๋ยวพ่อนั่งข้างหน้าเด้อ
From the examples show that the ticket sellers and the driver use kinship terms with the customers to build the relationship between them. Third, we found politeness. We have seen that the ticket seller asks the customer by using Isan dialect, but the customer answers by using Central Thai. Then the ticket seller switches to the Central Thai.
ไปใส่จ้ะผู้ทหาร2 คนค่ะ111 บาทค่ะรอคันต่อไปเลยนะคะ
The role of the ticket seller is to accommodate the customer. So the ticket seller switches to Central Thai with the customer for saving her face and for showing the politeness. Fourth, we notice diglossia. If the customer who look pretty good by their appearances and clothes or assumed to be middle class, the driver will use Central Thai with them. On the other hand, if the customer who dress as casual style or assumed to be lower class, the driver will use Isan dialect with them. It shows that Central Thai considered as high variety and Isan dialect considered as low variety.
The drivers ask the customer who looks pretty good by their appearances and clothes จะไปไหนครับหนูจะไปไหนลูก The drivers ask the customers who dress as casual style ไปไสน้อครับ
Lastly, talking about presupposition, from our observation, there is a language used while the ticket seller and the driver are having lunch. This is the conversation which show presupposition between the driver and the ticket seller.
โอ้ยแน่กินข้าวนั่น
มาเศร้ากินละบ่สมตอนนั้น
เศร้าโดนแล้วมันผิดพลาด
From the language used, and the driver say, เศร้ากินละบ่สมตอนนั้น It shows the driver presupposed that the ticket seller had ever eaten the fermented pork. So that's why he asked, do you stop eating fermented pork? Another example is that the ticket seller and the driver presuppose that the customer may understand using the short form of provinces and district names instead of using the full name. For example, Des which means De Udom, Yaso which means Yasothon, and also Leung which means Leung Nok Tha in Yasothon province.
ยโสครับยโสคือรถทางนี้ครับเรื่องครับเรื่องไผสิไปเรื่องมาเด้อ
To sum up, Upanisthani bus station is an interesting place for observation language use. Therefore, we found 5 language use that reflect relationship between the language and society.